Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. So one Sunday morning, in this big old traditional church that had pews, and big stained glass windows and everything, it was a gospel preaching church, but it was just a real old building. This little boy comes up the stairs in the back from Sunday school. His mom's sitting down front and the service has just begun. He's a little bit late, the little boy. But to his mother's dismay, the little boy starts coming down the aisle like this. Real loud. And he did that all the way to the front. And then he sat down by his mother. And she ripped him up one side. She said, "What is wrong with you?" She said, "What do you know better than to bounce around in church like that? What are you doing?" And he looked up at her with very innocent eyes. He said, "Well, Mom," he said, "I was just doing my memory verse. I just learned in Sunday school." She said, "What are you talking about, your memory verse?" He said, "Well, it's in that 1 Corinthians 15, I think 58, where God says, 'Therefore, be steadfast, unmovable, always bouncing in the work of the Lord.'" And that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. Now, and by the way, that was an innocent mistake. He wasn't trying to be a little smart aleck. He was only 6 or 7 years old. But he makes a good point. So my question to you, and I'm going to stop right here and we're going to dig into this in great depth and detail next week. Here's my question to you as we consider this last verse. Are you abounding in the work of the Lord, or are you just bouncing in the work of the Lord? Big difference. There's a big difference. God's not impressed by our bouncing. God has equipped you, and I'll show you next week. I'll show you right in the scriptures that God's equipped you to do his work. You say, "I'm not a preacher." You don't have to be a preacher. Are you a Christian? That's the question. If you're a believer, God has equipped you to serve him, to abound in the work of the Lord. And everybody does not do the same thing, but everybody does something if they want to serve the one who conquered death so they could have eternal life.